Kim, we're going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome to the SNL After Show panel. This is episode 2 of season 43, and you'll be joining us right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Hi guys, welcome. Also, if you guys want to know, there's actually some really exciting changes that have been happening to AfterBuzz. I tried to change my accent there a little bit. At AfterBuzz, we now have like different verticals for each of the genres. Did you guys know this?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is cool.
These are my friends, and we're gonna do the show. So the SNL After Show is on the comedy platform, so that's where you guys are now. Make sure you check out all the other shows that are on this channel as well, and there are some other ones as well. There's comedy, drama, sci-fi, reality, animation, wrestling, which is great that gets its own channel. We could almost pitch a show for the wrestling channel. So yeah, if you guys have any feedback or you want to get in touch, make sure you're following AfterBuzz on all of their social platforms at AfterBuzz TV, or you can email info@afterbuzztv.com. Also, you can email them if you want to just give us some compliments. We're always looking for a bit of an ego boost, and it helps make sure that this show stays on the air. We also love your guys' feedback too, so you can connect with us anytime on social media. We're going to give you intros now. You can find me at Kim Crossman. We have a new addition to the group, Steph.
Yes, what's up? I'm Steph Sabraw. You can find me at Steph Sabraw on IG and Twitter. I'm really excited to be here. I love SNL. So thank you for having me.
That's fine. That was all us. We voted to try this.
They voted me in.
Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm Amy Maestri. You can find me at Amy Maestri.
It's easy. It's simple.
We
but
love
yeah,
it.
make sure you guys check out all of those other verticals as well. We're really excited about these changes that are happening. So here we are on the Comedy Channel with SNL episode 2. I'm going to pass it to you first, Amy, for just overall thoughts. 9 words or less. No.
Yikes.
Yes.
It was, it was disappointing. I think she's enjoyable and likable, but not a great host, not a great live.
Are you
live performer,
a Wonder Woman fan?
I haven't seen this one yet, and I really
Are you
want
a
to.
woman?
You have to see this movie.
I am sorry, all women of the world. I have betrayed all of us.
I do feel like there is this like kind of feminist undertone of like, you better fucking like this,
Yeah.
because you're a woman.
And you better have seen it in the theater to support a female produced and lead.
Way to fail at feminism.
It's okay. We still
I'm
accept
gonna
it.
just spend the rest of the show in the corner.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's great. What about you, Steph? Overall thoughts? What do you think?
I kind of agree. I liked the episode. I think they did a really good job, especially coming off from the Las Vegas shooting, and they handled that well in the beginning. That was really cool. Yeah. I do agree, Gal Gadot. She is an amazing.
You added a question mark
Gadot.
to the end of.
I just don't want to butcher your name, Gal. You a fellow gal, but she's an amazing actress, and I think you saw SNL trying to be like, what can we do with a great actress but no comedy?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was, I did like what they did. I think they had her in kind of good clips, like the talk show host, that it played to her benefits. But then again, you weren't going to get the same Ryan Gosling humor that you could get.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this is one of those cases of, they're trying to, they put her on an island in each sketch was kind of my overall thing, where it's like the gang on this side of the fence and her being serious on the other side. Again, not sure what's with the arms, but that's what's going to happen.
I'm enjoying it.
Where I feel like she would have been better, like, and we'll talk in more detail soon, but like she would have been better as one of the mice in the Three Mice sketch, so where she's supported by the others rather than these continual putting her on an island where she's standing alone trying to support something that she doesn't have the comedic chops to do.
I think they were trying really hard, kind of too hard to sexualize her. She was the sex character in every single clip, and being a mice, that's a good point. That would have been funny. I like how Jennifer Lawrence and actresses like that are super hot, and usually play a role like that, but then come here and kind of dumb down and become funny and okay with being not sexy for once.
Yeah. And that kind of works to their benefit sometimes too, even if they're not the best like comedic actor. When they get put into like a weird zany character, even if they don't totally embrace it, there's something very endearing and lovable about when you can see them like really just being like, fuck it, I'm going for it.
I agree.
For it.
It makes you like them on a different level. You're like, she doesn't just need to be pretty. she's funny and okay with being ugly for a second.
But maybe she's not, so.
Maybe then again, she doesn't
Maybe
pick
she's
it.
like, so I'm Wonder Woman, so.
By the way, I was Miss Israel.
So.
Do not let me step out of that light.
Lauren, I'm totally down to do anything, except I always have to look hot.
Yeah. That's
Though
my
she
assumption.
would, even as a mouse, she
Yeah,
would be
it's true.
the sexiest mouse alive. So come on.
So let's talk about this opening monologue. We're going to try and bust through everything in the 30-minute time slot. So, we had the Jason Aldean, which I think, as a side note, great way of handling it, great platform for him.
Tom Petty song.
Horrible thing to have gone through. So I think that was a really great way to open. With her monologue, what did you guys think of her speaking Hebrew? And perhaps what would you have liked to seen specifically that could have elevated this?
I think, oddly enough,
I like how you passed that straight to Amy. You're like,
I did like the Hebrew. I thought the Hebrew part was the only funny part because I thought that was more of herself, like
Sure.
kind of being.
that's actually, honestly, I think she did better on her own before Leslie came out. She seemed very comfortable, and I was like immediately like, all right, she's gonna be good. I think she's gonna be great. Like, she seemed very comfortable. Like, I liked the jokes were funny within that Hebrew segment. But then when Leslie came out, it was almost like she was a little like something seemed off at that point.
I liked Leslie at first a lot. I thought that was really funny. I thought that she was the New York Times Square person, but it got drawn out too long.
here's what I kind of just wrote down, like, two things that I think would have made it better. One, like, I liked the Leslie gag, but I wanted to see all the Wonder Womans come out. I wanted to see the Wonder Woman that's dressed up at the kids' party, the Wonder Woman the girl who dressed as Wonder Woman once in 2009 before it was cool. Like,
Love it.
That's how I was like, oh, this is a joke they're going with. So I was like, when is everyone else gonna come up? Like, this idea of, like, I'm the New York one. Like, where are the others? Because that would have maybe given that something else to do.
Yeah, I really like that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Good pitch.
And my other thing, and IndieWire brought this up too, I thought that they were planting a callback joke when they said that the joke about eating humans, where people, when she was speaking Hebrew, the joke was that they've got her doing sketches where she's continually eating humans, but she thinks they're mistaken for eating hummus.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, there's going to be a bunch of sketches, and
There was gonna be something, but no.
nothing. Nope. So I was like, that's a bummer. Okay, moving on to the E part. So this was basically a faux commercial for what's coming out this fall on E. What did you think, Steph?
I liked that part. I thought it was
Scene.
I did like that part a lot. That was a really good clip to go into, and it was almost like one of those SNL clips where you're like, is this the commercial or is this the, and then I realized, but she looked so much like Kendall Jenner. I loved it in the beginning when they're like, wait, which one am I again? I'm like, but for real, you guys all look the same now. That was funny. I did like that, and that's exactly how E Hollywood is. Like, every lineup is Kardashian, Kylie, Kardashian, Kylie.
Where's Kanye?
Yeah, that was funny.
These were some of my favorite ones. Well, my favorite line in the we're gonna stand around and a bowl of fruit and complain, which I thought was great. Coming up this season, we have the background actors of Riverdale. Amazing. The show Where's Kanye? Powerful Sluts of Miami. I thought was quite funny.
Oh, yeah, that was so short, though.
That was so good. What about you, Amy? What do you think?
I love the idea of an entire show based on Kendall Jenner getting lost in her own house.
Well, she's only there 2 weeks of the year.
I think they did a very good job in this. I always remember one of my old sketch teachers saying how sketch comedy is really hard to take something crazy because it's already crazy, and that's the point of sketch.
True.
And that's why almost writing for Trump is even harder sometimes because it's already so crazy.
Yeah.
And I think this was, a lot of times, that's why reality shows, I think, are hard to parody.
Yes.
Because it's already just, like, batshit insane. So you're like, what do you do? So it's taking that, like, whatever that point of view is, and it's taking those promos and, like, kind of making their... So I thought this did a good job of it, which is hard
That's a good
sometimes,
point.
I think.
I really liked it. We'll move on to Bumble Date with OJ. I think this was one of the two sketches this episode that I think did a good left turn, where you're kind of like, where is it going? Where is it going? So just so you know, Amy hates Kenan with a passion,
What?
and he was very
The
heavy
longest
in this
running
episode.
SNL
And
cast
I'll
member?
validate. I will validate
I just
her.
saw Kel Live actually do a stand-up, and he was
Oh,
talking
really?
about Kenan and how everyone's like, why aren't you on SNL? Because no one hears about Kel anymore.
Well, there
I'll
you
gladly
go.
take Kel.
I will
Not
validate.
anymore.
Oh no.
I will validate her in saying that he does kind of play the same thing every time. So I will accept that. But what did you think of this, Amy, outside of that? Outside of your vehement hate.
Like, hold down your rage for a second.
Let's tone the rage down a little bit, Amy.
He's like the utility character.
Okay.
You're like, no. Let me get to the OJ.
Yeah, I think I wanted a little bit more escalation out of this sketch. I think they did a good job with, like, I don't know why they only gave me a plastic knife and, like, Cecily coming over and yelling, but I think that they could have gotten a little bit crazier in their escalation of it. And I also would have liked to see Kenan at least attempt some sort of OJ impression. But he can't do an impression, so that's a miss.
Sure.
But yeah, I thought it was a funny sketch. Like, overall, I just would have liked to see more escalation in it.
Sure. What about you?
I loved the beginning because I didn't know he was being OJ, and then when it was that, I was like, that's very funny, and I wasn't expecting that. But I think it didn't escalate after that. The punchline was right in the beginning when you found out he's OJ, and she's texting her friends and they're going crazy because they actually Googled him. And then it just kind of stopped. Yeah. It was interesting in the sense that that's literally how people act when OJ's around. They just start like taking pictures and everything. And he's such a sociopath. He really thinks he's a normal person. It's like, I didn't do any of this.
Yeah.
Like, trying to live a normal life. But yeah, I would have liked the escalation.
Sure. So the next one, The Chosen One. This was kind of, the concept of it's this big mystical thing playing against Pete Davidson, who they're like, you have to get this from the orb. Okay, yeah, so pretty straight. What do you think, Steph? Are you a Pete fan?
Yeah, I am a Pete fan, but I do think that I feel like people like Pete are limited on SNL because they are very graphic oriented. I think that they do like the computer stuff, the stuff that's pre-filmed. It's not necessarily live, which they do in that episode, which I like. And I think that he brings this nerdy gaming aspect into it.
Sure.
But it didn't really hit it. I liked it at first. I liked because it's exactly how a boy would act playing video games. But it wasn't great for me.
How would you have fixed this, Amy?
I think something like this is one of those sketches that are interesting because it's a funny idea. It's a funny premise of just this kid like entering this like really cool universe and then just being like, oh, okay,
not caring.
Yeah, whatever. But I think something shorter would help just because again it never went anywhere after that. I'm not sure honestly, just because I don't know that it has like enough legs to be a sketch with just that.
I liked when the map
premise.
flew. That's when I laughed the hardest at that sketch. When the map flew and he like really just didn't care at all.
I wonder if it could have been heightened if we actually saw him try to do some of these conquests. Like maybe he gets to the point where he's defeating the devil of the broken bridge or something, and maybe he I was like, how could it be better? Maybe there's some guy trying to attack him and he gives him some weed or something, and then like the universe turns into the okay. Then it can build for like Cicily's like frustration or something. I don't know.
With more of like the show rather than tell, because this was all just them like talking about going on these adventures, and seeing that character in that circumstance just being like, okay, and like throwing a sword at someone.
Yeah.
Like.
Or maybe I did like how they kind of did that tie in how the actual characters in the door didn't know the common day humor, like when he was putting the sword.
Sure.
But so if they played off that a little bit
he's using
more.
his sword like a penis.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I did like that. Just a difference in humor.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Mirage sketch. So it's basically two guys stranded in a desert, and they're seeing a mirage. They're, first of all, which I found funny, they are B-roll cameramen for National Geographic, which made me laugh. Specifics in comedy. Well done, SNL.
Yeah.
What did you think of this, Amy?
Yeah.
And was this paid by Jumbo Juice? I have that question out there.
Yeah,
I think it totally was.
Because they had the full on look. Usually they don't have everything.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if they paid for this.
Yeah, they went for it.
Okay, sure. I just saw on Twitter someone be like, "It's clearly a Jumbo Juice commercial. Who does Mirage sketches in 2017?" And I was like, oh, I didn't know there was an expiry date on Mirage sketches. I was like, okay. Anyway, what did you think?
I think the specificness for your point, and the randomness of him saying Jamba Juice was really funny to me. And like this like specific that's literally those are the guys that work at that Jamba Juice. And so I think that part of it was funny. I think again it was kind of that lazy writing of she's a hot girl.
Yes.
What do we do with a hot girl? Which kind of made me laugh because in the monologue when they made the jokes about they keep writing jokes about hummus. I'm always very concerned when a host has a thing.
Sure.
Because they tend to get lazy on that.
Excuse me, that came out of nowhere.
I agree.
Yeah, whenever a host has their thing, if it's an accent that people always talk about, or they're just beautiful, or whatever it is, they tend to write to that too much. Sure. And I think this sketch was a good example of that.
Yeah.
Where it's funny, but
would it have been funnier to you if she was one of the people who worked at Jamba Juice?
I think if she was an awful Jamba Juice worker, it would have been a lot better. If she was just a nightmare at Jamba Juice, because again, the other guy's seeing this hot girl and he's seeing the Jamba Juice workers who, and again, rather than Leslie just screaming at us, have Gal be in there and give her a different character, not even just the angry one, but just an awful worker.
Yeah,
who would
or someone who's not
him.
giving him attention, and then it's his Mirage of why are they playing this? The girl I can't get it. Jamba Juice.
Because then she could still be the hot girl, but it's the funny hot girl where she's just being awful to him as a customer.
Do you guys remember that one skit? This is way throwback with Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig. And I don't know. Oh, Kristen Wiig is some sort of. She's the hot girl, but she comes into the gym. Or she does a commercial with a smoothie, and she's really gross, really nasty with it. And you think she's gonna. I'll send it to you guys. Okay. I'll find it. I'll post it. But I thought that was what it was gonna go.
You thought that she was gonna
go
getting
super
gross.
raunchy, gross, and I was down for that. I thought she was gonna slather the Jamba Juice, make it nasty.
At your boobs and just do this.
Yeah,
which is just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was watching this episode with my roommate, and at one point she was just like, so she's just on because she's hot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, basically, at this point,
no, she's on because of feminism, you guys, and
Wonder Woman.
She's progressing our, I was about to say species. Good one, Kim. You're waiting for feminism. She's progressing our species.
By playing on the same stereotypes that we always play on.
Yeah, entirely. 100%.
Interesting.
All right. This next one, Safe Flight, which I'm going to pass to you to start this, Amy.
All right.
What did you think?
What did I think? 80, I feel saves anything with her subtle reactions.
Yeah.
I think that it's a funny idea of him just continuously breaking this so that he can be a real creep, and I think Beck plays a great creep.
Oh, yeah.
But any kind of sketch that I think needs a little bit extra, Vanessa was the same for me, and that's why I miss Vanessa so dearly already.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
She was so great in that role of giving those subtle reactions to help escalate anything. She milks every laugh, and 80's really good at that. And honestly, for me, thought it was an okay sketch. I think 80 was my favorite part of it, though, just watching her.
So basically, this premise is that a window repair guy keeps, is kind of into the younger daughter and keeps smashing the windshield so that they have to have this dialogue. It made me laugh for the wrong reasons, I think. There's a few times this episode, another one is in Weekend Update, where I'm laughing because, creepy pedophilia made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's this sickness in me that's they're doing a pedophile joke. Also, I now do this when I'm, laughing from my heart. So, and I think I've been in these situations where some older kind of creepy man, sorry men, I'm not trying to just stand on my picketing feminist thing, but where older creepy men will make inappropriate comments oh, if only I was 20 years younger or something. I should respond like a human and be like, "You're gross," or "No, thank you."
Yeah.
But I always am like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, you like feel bad for their feelings. And you're like, wait, you're a bad person.
I buy into it because I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, I wouldn't have to. Like, ooh, Kim, you gross person. Do you guys do that too? It just like this sketch made me go like, if someone did that to me and was like, "Oh yeah, don't you feel this chemistry?" I'd probably make a joke like, "Oh, I love it." Like, oh no.
Yeah, I used to do that, and then more and more I'm realizing like I need to have no mercy because these people are gross
and
we need to
aggressive.
I'm like, where did you come off thinking this was going to happen?
So are you listening, Beck Bennett's of the world?
Maybe I have less self-esteem. I'm like, oh, I wish they would. Yeah.
He could be cute.
I need more of. Oh, yes.
Yes.
It must be like fair game. They're like, this chick's got low ass motherfucking self-esteem.
Like she just went through a rough night. Let's go.
She's ripe for the picking. That's a really valid point. So wait, what is your response then when this happens?
I'm the person that just like doesn't acknowledge and just keeps walking. Like,
I can see that.
That's so much. You're doing
they're not
so
there.
much better
They're
than
not
I
there.
am.
Yeah.
So you're the one end of the spectrum. You're in the middle, and I'm the like engager person who's like, I like all kinds of attention. But I don't though. I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable. Where do you sit, Amy?
I mean, I don't like most people as soon as I see them, so I'm usually pretty rough right away.
The RBF will definitely detour a lot. Okay. So I agree.
It helps.
Well, there you go. Well, I found this sketch funny for that. All right, let's talk about Weekend Update. And we're going to bring it down a notch because I think there was something... I would like to congratulate Weekend Update on taking a comedic stance on something that I have felt very passionate about this week, that everyone should feel passionate about this week, whether you're in America or not. And I loved that they opened Weekend Update by saying that this week... the nation has been divided on the internet by people who want common sense gun laws and people who are wrong.
Yes.
And I thought that that was brilliant.
Absolutely.
I think that is a very true statement. And then they took it a step further by equating it to someone who has 47 cats and how
like 16 dildos.
Yeah,
like that. You can't have more than 4 in Texas. Like because what are you gonna do with more than 4? Like,
I thought that was great.
Not healthy.
I didn't know that. You're not allowed more than 6 dildos because what are you training for? Only something awful. Again, this is my second laugh where I'm like, again, rape joke.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I thought the way, and this is what I love about comedy, because you can talk about serious stuff and bring it in a light where you're like, oh my God, yeah, they are idiots. If you don't see this like that, like they just explained it like you're a creepy cat owner with like 500 cats at your house. You have a problem. Like, what are you going to do with 46 guns?
Yeah.
And they said, what was it? 30 of them were purchased in the last...
33 in the last year.
Yeah. It's like no ding 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 comes on. Yeah. But I thought they killed that segment.
They handled it so well. Honestly, I think Update has been my saving grace the first 2 episodes of this season.
Yeah.
I haven't been thrilled with like a lot of stuff in it, but Update has been on point.
I feel like Michael Che, they're giving him way more leg room to be Michael Che. And he's killing it.
Yeah.
And even their banter. Sorry.
Well, no, I was going to say I love too that they turn the snowflake rhetoric.
Yes.
Oh, delicate snowflakes that can't hear. And I'm just like...
Absolutely.
We're taking back that word and we're giving it to you. Yeah.
You can't.
Fuck you, Tommy Lee. Yeah.
Yes.
You whore.
You can say that 8 more times, please.
I would like to throw down with her, but I feel like she would scratch me.
Like the blonde battle, like one who's smart and...
I would, oh my God.
If I got 10% hotter and longer hair, I reckon
oh my
I could
God,
take her.
come on.
That's going to be my goal. 10%. I'm going to get 10% hotter. Because she is. She is.
No,
that's
she is.
Stupid. Yeah. You're like, oh, you...
She is, and you know that she is educated, but she just
what do you
does
reckon,
not...
10% hotter? 15.
Absolutely not. She
I'm
needs
at
to...
10.
You guys... Oh my God. I'm not going to play into this because we know it's equal.
We will not partake in this, Kimberly.
Who would win? I'm not very strong, though. I'm the only person to get locked in an unlocked room. Like, I can't turn handles. Like... So
maybe you'd be locked in. You're the first to die in a scary movie.
100%. I would lay down. Anyway, enough about me. What did you guys think of Ruth. Amy, what do you think of Ruth, and what did you think of Pete?
Yeah, I mean, with every time she does Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it's just
That's a Ginsburg.
I love that she self-Ginsburged her.
Yes.
Herself this time. Material-wise, it wasn't one of my favorites from her, but I'll always enjoy watching her do that. Pete's segment, he's so good at making whatever's happening in his life relatable, and that's where, I mean, he's a stand-up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why he really excels there. So between him really being able to, again, like in the beginning of it, talking about gun laws and stuff and this awful thing that just happened and finding ways to speak about it, he did the same with like depression and anxiety disorders and stuff, to be able to really come from a place of truth, make it comedic, but also kind of talk about it at the same time, and also break that, like, why don't you use my sketches?
Yes.
Those two things put together, I thought this was probably one of my favorites from Pete for that reason. I just thought it was really well done.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think Pete did, and it was really funny because he's like, if you guys just don't want to make a skit about that, that's on you, while he's doing a skit about that. So I loved that. And yeah, I loved Ruth. I always loved Ruth. I think this time was a little more there was a little more political facts in it, which is why I think maybe it wasn't resonating as funny, because it was just straight up, if she died, which people, she's like, it is the only job people are talking about when she's gonna die, because the Democrats know that it's so important. Like, we made you.
Yeah.
Kate's like, I just need to speak some truth real quick.
Yeah. It did make me want to be like at a dance party with her. Do people have dance parties? Good one, Kim. Let's bring it back to the millennium, you goof. Like, what I actually think I wrote that. I would like to be at a dance party with her. What I mean is, I would like to go out somewhere with her dancing like that. Like, how much more fun is that?
Yeah.
I want a dance party with her. Good, Crossman.
Yes, words.
The Maiden and the Mice, which is pretty much this is the next sketch straight out the gate, and it's kind of that same format that we saw last week with 80 dressing up as a chicken, like this, kind of that same.
That was so
ish.
weird.
I felt like it was the same kind of premise, right?
So weird.
We've seen the mice thing before. And yeah, I agree with what I said at the beginning. Obviously, it was my thought, where I think she should have been a mouse. I was like, I'm bored of you now. Do something different.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thoughts. What about you guys?
Do something different.
I liked the ending. I liked how he picked the mice to take.
Sure.
But yeah, I agree with you. I wish, like we said, I wish she was a mice, and there's not really much else I have to say about that.
Because they were funny, and I feel like that she could have played off their, like, I liked their banter a lot more. Like, what did you expect? We're mice.
I do like how it was
The size of my
realistic.
body.
Yeah.
Like,
you just wasted it, like, my whole 20s.
Yeah.
That was
Only
hilarious.
Like a year.
Yeah.
but like they could have gifted her some of those lines, and like even if she delivered them straight,
They would have been
that
funny.
would have worked.
I agree.
So
Because none of them had, even Kate McKinnon, she didn't have a super crazy accent or, way she was saying it. So she could have definitely had those same punchlines.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just, again, it was kind of one of those more like tell instead of show sketches too. Because again, you're limited in what you can do. Like when they do the elves, the same thing, like the little, like the naughty elves or whatever. Like, technology-wise, you're limited in how much you can do in a sketch like that. So you really do have to be careful in what you're actually putting out there, because you're there, and that's all you do, which worked for her, though, because she was really reading off those cue cards pretty heavy.
Yeah.
So at least this was
pretty
stationary.
much the whole time. It was
This is
actually one of the
stationary.
first episodes that I have watched where I noticed it that much. But then, if it's not her skill set, I'm not going to bag her on that.
Exactly,
But then just give her one or two funny lines that she can come in
Yeah,
off
she
and
didn't-
take the pressure off.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, that's why I was kind of like, there was some things that I was just like, usually with an actor like that too, they'll give them a lot of taped stuff for that reason. You can tell, like Ryan Gosling is one.
Yeah.
Who he's a funny, great guy. He's not the best live though, because he'll cue cards or he'll break. So like the
Laugh
tape
at
segments,
himself.
great. So
Yeah.
again, I kind of thought that they would go heavier on tape segments for her
Yeah.
for that reason.
Me
but-
too.
Dunno. Well, here's another one where they gave her a lot of lines and she wasn't the funny. This is like the video link one. Again, I think it would have been funnier in this sketch. So basically, big government meltdown. They're trying to decipher how much money for ransom, and it keeps cutting to their internet is hacked, and it keeps cutting to these two girls doing fetish kind of porn, eating pickles and spinning chairs. she should have been one of those two and have someone else be more serious and more aggressive, perhaps was my thing. But in terms of the filthy fetish girls, they saved it for me. I loved the eating pickles. You like that?
Yes,
Is that crunchy
like
enough
crunch
for
harder.
Because fetish is really interesting to me. I'm not currently partaking in any fetish, for the record, but some people are into some weird stuff.
Yes, that you wouldn't even know about.
I'm sounding like this is the first time I've heard about this, but no, like, there's this one girl on the internet, and on Twitter, I don't know why I'm following her. That's probably a better question.
Oh boy.
She just posts her feet all the time.
What?
Yeah, I'll find her. I'll send it. I'll tag it in this video
Calling
in case you guys
all
are into
feet
it.
people.
Yeah, she's like dirty, walking around no shoes today, and then shows her dirty ass.
I would
fucking-
report that, like, Twitter, this is hurtful
Why am I
to the
following her?
community.
I must find her
Give me
funny.
your phone. I'm unfollowing her.
She's like all up in my DMs. I'm
It's
like, yeah,
her.
girl.
We realize this is your secret
Hey, I don't know.
account.
She's verified. You should follow her. Whatever. What did you guys think of this one, Steph? What did you think?
I agree with you. It kind of reminded me of this whole, like, the whole chat roulette thing. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Where and they were just so random.
yeah.
But also reminds me of all the YouTube channels that are exactly like that. You're like, what the heck? You
Yeah.
guys have 1 million followers? Like, but people love it. And
Yeah, they do.
those two paired together, it's always going to be funny and raunchy and, like, just weird, but in the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved Alex's like really dry commentary on just like when he's just like, well, it would appear, sir,
Oh, yeah.
that whenever there's like that dry person, it's
Yeah.
just like explaining what's happening in
Very
their own
literally.
way. I loved that. I really enjoyed that. Cecily, her character almost reminded me of the update character that she does, the neighbor.
The
Yeah.
drunk one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always love when she does that.
Me
But
too.
yeah, I think what I did enjoy about this too, structurally, it was really good because right away you saw the game within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't one of those ones where you're just sitting there waiting for it. Like you knew the game right away. You knew
It
it
had
was
the
happening.
3 beats, the pickles, then the neighbor.
Yeah.
I think he's just a neighbor who's like,
Yeah, the commentary going
Yeah.
through it. I think they just have fun together, but it's nothing more.
Yeah, yeah.
like, so, yeah, like the 3 beats, the
Specifics are
game
funny.
right away. Like it was a very
You're right.
structurally good sketch. I
And it
enjoyed
was
that.
written well. I feel like the
Yeah.
tag was good. Well, we gave them the $40 million, so we got to ask them to do
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
And
yeah.
That is the only option.
I vote for pickles.
Yeah. Everyone's like, me too.
You know what, actually, like, and I will make a point of this. I think as a whole in the episode, I was like, meh. But as we're going in and talking about it, I do feel like a lot of this was like good material. It just wasn't executed to its full potential.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we're enjoying talking about it. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, that premise is kind
Yeah,
of funny,
I
even though I
agree.
sat there being like, good lord. But I think it's because I was being like, come on, gal, like we need it for women. You represent all women now, so
Yeah.
be funny. Not just
You are Wonder
You're
Woman.
More than that.
You are all of us.
You are our species.
Oh, that's
die.
gonna be the next. Wasn't that?
Well,
the next
yeah. So this was the Maeskara. The Maeskara. It's spelled THEMYSCIRA. Well done. I can spell. And I don't know if it's Themaskara.
I'm not gonna try.
It's like me driving behind someone with a personalized plate, and I'm like, good. Where do I start the word and finish the word? Not sure how to say it, but
That's always the
basically two
question.
lesbians rock up on
Yes.
an entirely female-populated island, and none of the people on the island are lesbians.
I liked how it was like a lot of the joke of Wonder Woman was
Yes.
this whole island with the most beautiful, like buff
Amazonian,
women, and none of them are. Who are they with? No
Yeah.
one. So I loved
Just
that.
wrestling and
Yeah.
brushing hair.
And then when Gal kissed Kate, I was like, oh my gosh, that was funny. I was like, that was really balls to the wall.
Yeah, she committed to that. I like that Kate didn't kiss her back.
Yeah.
Because
just sitting
that
there.
played against, I was like, oh, here we go, what they're doing for ratings, and
Yeah.
then just
Yeah.
be the lesbian kisses the host.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But I liked that she didn't kiss her back. That was a good choice.
No reaction
Yeah.
back.
What did you think, Amy?
Yeah, I really liked as soon as they came up, again, you kind of got the game very quickly. I didn't love the choice for them to right away just be that. It's a funny thought of like, all right, let's just go in. Who here is a les?
No,
Like,
yeah.
Show
it
of
made
hands,
me
yeah.
laugh, but I almost wish that they hadn't and kind of played the game more rather than like just jumping in. And I get they established like it's what she was doing. I'm just gonna jump right in and say it.
Sure.
But I almost kind of would have wished that they didn't do it like that way. Same kind of sketch, but just not being so on the nose about it right away.
Yeah.
But I still loved their reactions in it. I loved, I think they could have done more too of like them like playing too when they would go back, like they're brushing each other's hair.
What was the joke that Kate made about wanting to just like do that, but do it on top of me, squirming around or something?
Yeah,
like
around a bit.
Yeah, like we want to see the same. Yeah, when you're doing that, but yeah, like it's on top of me and you're squirming around.
I was like, that's such a funny
And
visual.
she's like, it's like watching a porn when the plumber shows up and is really just there to fix the toilet.
That's so funny. Yeah, I enjoyed this. You're right. It would have been with some clever writing, they could have teased it a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think they were playing
They knew
off,
where they wanted to go at the end of it.
Yeah,
It's
so
this
it's like that's
aggressive
why
kind of.
I liked how when they were zooming out, though, the island changed to Lesbos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to their next stop. It kind of reminded me of the commercial that they did in the Kristen Stewart episode, her and Vanessa.
Yes.
And that was one of my favorite film sketches because the way that they built that of like this like weird lesbian relationship that blossoms in the kitchen during the football game.
Yeah.
When the guys,
Yes.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That's a great episode.
that was one of my favorite
yeah.
skits. But I just started thinking about that afterwards.
funny.
But they were both very interested. And these, Kate obviously was having none of it.
Which I liked. I did like that.
Yeah.
And then the last sketch of the night, Naomi, which is essentially just the Cash Me Outside chick set up.
Yeah.
Probably the most disappointing outline. There was a line that she said, "We'll be back next week with Paul, whose mother said he never drank a glass of water." I just feel like that's not funny. This is her one line she's reading off a cue card. You're ending the show. Like, we could think of 20 right now.
Yeah.
And next week we're here with, anything that's better than Paul, whose mother said he never drank a water.
Okay, you're gonna die. Bye, Paul.
Like, it's stupid. I don't know. It just really let me down.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's next week, like, anything that's better than that.
Yeah.
Which is too bad
thoughts?
too because I'm first of all very happy to see Heidi get a character on so quickly.
I agree.
Yes.
It very much makes sense. She's Groundlings.
She's from Groundlings,
She's
yay.
so she is like character.
Yeah.
Her
I loved
accent
it.
was so good.
Yeah.
It
I
was
loved
just so
it.
on point to those kinds of shows. Again, I was watching this with my roommate and she just started dying. She was like, "This is like exactly what it looks like." When when Heidi like runs up to the camera and starts like throwing her arms around, like everything about it was just very true to how that is. But I liked that it took the turn of like the whole you're my daddy now.
Yeah, she was totally down. But why the
Yeah.
straws? That's your problem? I mean, we don't even know what she did with. She goes, "You don't."
guess
I guess
that's
she's like,
it.
"You don't even know
Straws.
what I do with these
Yeah.
straws." But that was so bizarre. Like,
don't
did you guys
know.
lose your prop?
Yeah, I think they were trying to add some wackadoo, which is a shame because I think you're right. What was funnier was like the reality of playing that. So
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
between her character creation of that girl was amazing.
I agree.
And then the idea of her
him being the daddy and everyone being in it.
Yeah, like so everything was very on point. It was just I think the actual dialogue of it, like you said, of like the problems that they have or like things like it just it's like there were parts of this that I really, really loved and parts of it that I'm just like, what?
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna be really good when she's like, I do so much around the house. She calls me mom, and she's like, it does happen sometimes. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. And then the problem didn't get worse from there, but it was still a good. I liked most of it.
Yeah.
And then it ended sad.
Well,
To me, I was like that. I was like, nah, done. Come on, guys. You have a writer's room full of the best sketch writers, arguably, in the country.
Yeah.
You can think of a next week we've got something exciting or something stupid or
maybe
I don't know,
that
something
was the
topical.
point, and it didn't connect. That to make it that simple and stupid, the problems, but it wasn't good for me.
I think it was a chance to give her a joke and
But how did they rationalize that joke?
to her?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to, because I think they were thinking like, oh, this is such a weird problem, but it's it doesn't work in something like that when they're talking about like such extreme, like awful human beings, basically. On
or
these
even
shows.
if it was like my brother is my father, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
anything
yeah.
that's like, because you see that, like you're dead if you're Paul, so you're not just funny.
Well, I always remember again what am I
You're
right?
dead to us. Anyway,
Paul died.
Paul.
One of my sketch teachers, again, they said, you know, like whenever you need to do something like that, it's a list of 21. Whatever pops into your head, write it down.
Yeah.
20 of them are probably garbage. One of them will be the best. If that's the one that you chose out of that list, what?
You got a garbage
was the
list?
rest of that list?
Yeah.
Awful. Anyway, that is a wrap for our show, second of the season. It's been awesome. Between now and then, and anytime you're on the internet, you can catch me at Kim Crossman.
You can search me on Twitter, IG at Sabraw.
Same things at Amy Maestri.
There you go. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. It should be great. And I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug next week as well. One of my shows on Showtime comes out, White Famous, which is very exciting. So I hope you guys tune in. It would be great if you watched it and if you enjoyed it.
With the old SNL alum,
yeah.
too, Jay Farrow.
Yes, with Jay Farrow.
So good.
Yeah, check that out. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.